Hello and welcome to another video where I'm riding along somewhere. Today I'm going to be going alongside the East End Bridge. It goes along the Lewis and Clark Bridge that goes from Kentucky to Indiana. It goes from Prospect, Kentucky. And it goes alongside the bridge, and luckily there is a separated bike pedestrian type path from the expressway, so you're not on the expressway itself, or you're not, there's a partition, a concrete partition between you and vehicles. Otherwise I would not be riding along that, because I kind of value being alive. Yeah, but a few years ago in Kentucky, they built some additional bridges, and this allows people to get to Indiana from Kentucky from Prospect. Previously, they would have to go all the way to downtown Louisville. Oh. And, see how this goes. It is funny when you can easily cross a river in states. Okay. And I'm not riding on one of the bicycles today. I'm riding on this Segway 9-bot electric scooter. Has the bell built into the handle grips, which is nice. So you don't have to install a separate bell or horn. Not to go through all this water if I don't have to. Yeah, so now we're going over the Ohio River. And I have two cameras on. I have GoPro Hero 8 and GoPro Hero Max 360 camera. So I can show some of the surroundings without having to twist my body up. So we're going over the Ohio River. Nice view. It's the river area. There's a lot of boat launch ramps. A lot of people launching their boats. And you know, in the Kentucky side in Prospect, when on the way back, I should be able to see it. There's a lot of neighborhoods or houses where they back up to a boat dock. So you can just walk down their back porch and so people can just walk out their back door and go down to their boat. We're now crossing into Indiana. Everybody tries to claim Abraham Lincoln. Their sign says Lincoln's boyhood home, and Kentucky and Illinois both claim Lincoln, but so now we are in Indiana. I'm not sure exactly how far this goes or where it goes to. Because River Ridge, which this sign up here ahead indicates is close. There used to be a Army ammunition plant in a neighborhood that had since been abandoned, but they've been doing revitalization and building new stuff in the area. And it's not too far to get from here, one of the Indiana state parks, where they have the Rose Island Abandoned Amusement Park, which I've done a video quite a while back where I went there and walked around. And to the setup for this, if you're curious, I have the GoPro Max on top of my helmet, so I had to wear my big full face helmet. And then I have the standard GoPro Hero 8 just on the Chesty mount that they sell. So I'm not sure how far this goes. And I guess theoretically, if there was an absolutely horrific wreck, somebody could end up coming over this barrier, but that'd be very unlikely. It's much safer than just having a shoulder to the road with some lines on it that a distracted or drunk driver definitely would not notice or pay attention to. And hopefully it isn't too loud, because I'm right next to this expressway. I guess this is Utica in Indiana. I forget what exact county this is. Because usually when I go to Indiana, I go through the Big 4 Bridge, which is a pedestrian bridge in downtown Louisville, and that takes you to Jeffersonville. And then if you follow the Ohio River Greenway trail bike path, it'll take you to Clarksville. Or not Clarksville, it'll take you to New Albany, Indiana. So there's all these small counties that you can easily get to. I think this path ends up here relatively soon. And I'm coming through on a Saturday morning at, let's see, a little bit after, or right at 9:45. So I started around 9:30 where I unloaded everything. And figure I'd hit this up before it got to be sweltering, before the heat was sweltering and hot. It's supposed to be a high of 93 today, but it'll feel more like, you know, over 100. So I made sure to go in the morning when it was still in the low 80s. Yeah, so the bell just lets people know that you're coming and not to step into your way. Because this is a electric scooter, so very quiet, but bicycles, very quiet. Electric bikes, very quiet. And this looks like this is an unpaved road ahead. This goes to a business. This isn't really super friendly to pedestrians once you get outside these paths. But I figured I'd roll through here. Go through an area I haven't been through before, do a little bit of exploring. And there's always groups of cyclists that go out in the morning. So my hope was that I wouldn't run into any large group outings of the, 10 deep, 3 wide type groups where it's impossible to get past. you can access this from either the Kentucky or the Indiana or Kentucky side of the river. Because I had looked on Google Maps to try to figure out where I would park to easily get to this. And you can actually, on the Kentucky side at least, very easily park under the overpass that goes to this bridge. And it's right by the entrance to this path, so it's pretty easy to get to from the Kentucky side. Now, that parking could fill up, because it was pretty full, but it could fill up completely when you have a little bit more hospitable weather. So if you have a high in the 80s, I'd assume midday on the weekend, it probably wouldn't be anywhere to park. You'd probably drive down the street and walk somewhere. And on the Indiana side, I didn't really look too much into parking because didn't really want to go over the bridge and pay tolls. And to get to this area without paying tolls would be a huge time sink and waste a lot of time, because I'd have to cross the river way down on the other side then drive down here. So much quicker just come to the Kentucky side. Motorcyclist just going down the expressway. This 9-bot Max scooter, and it's there's two models of it. There's kind of like a light model and the original model. This is the original. And it's supposed to have 40 miles of range, which is, I think I've done a little over 20 on it once. I still had some percentage left, because I usually like, whenever I ride, when I have these electric things, I like to not run the battery below 20% when I can, because that can harm the battery. The Lewis and Clark Bridge, Ohio River. Yeah, so most cases, if I'm not going on long rides, I try to maintain the 80-20 rule, where you don't charge it above 80 and don't run it below 20% if you don't have to. But then typically you should, once a month, do a full charge to let it top off. And if you're going on longer rides, you can charge it up beyond 80%, but just trying to lengthen the battery life as much as I can. It did rain yesterday. Yeah, it's a nice river view from the bridge, the pedestrian side. As you can see that there's you know, plenty of homes that are right on the riverfront. And there are, you know, a lot of these homes have boat ramps.
Good pictures.
Yeah. Go through here slowly. Make sure you don't run into anyone. Yeah, so the view here as you look out over the Ohio River. This is a little bit rougher portion of the river. You haven't really ridden a boat in a while, but the Ohio can throw you around a little bit. Wouldn't probably be the best choice for a tiny boat. A lot of the boats that are connected, these boat docks or yachts or larger boats that have the cuddy cabins or whatever to sleep in. And once you get back down to the other side, it kind of goes back to the roads with the relatively high, regardless of what the speed limits are, people drive very quickly. So once you get back onto the other side over here, I mean, you can ride on the roads, but at your own risk. And I would assume that the scooter's top speed is 18.6 miles per hour. That probably would not be adequate. There's some nice farmland out in this area that I would assume that's private property on the other side here. Maybe not, who knows, but it goes up to the river. Now there's a house over there, so that's likely private property. Yeah, so going back down here to the beginning, when I looked it up, it was about, I think that the map said it was 2.7 miles to go from the Kentucky side to the Indiana side. So we'll be looking at, you know, probably once you tack in a little bit of walking around, probably about 6 miles round trip, 5.5 to 6 miles round trip to go from one side to the other. Yeah, so relatively quick speed limit through here. Oh, I'm not going to drive this through. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of creeks and stuff that run through here where people have boats and yachts and things like that. Yeah, so this is under the on-ramp to the Lewis and Clark Bridge. But yeah, that'll bring this ride to an end. And until next time.